First bottom 3 of All Stars 2 was Adore, Coco, and Fifi, with the lip sync song being Shake It Off by Taylor Swift. To be perfectly honest, I don't think Coco could lose a lip sync to either Adore or Fifi, or really anyone for that matter. The only time Coco lost a lip sync was to Detox in season 5, and this really only happened because this was her 4th time in the bottom 2 on, again, season 5, so she stays in my opinion. Now, Adore or Fifi? To be honest, I think Adore would lose this solely because of how beat up she was after Michelle's critiques in that episode, well, previously in the episode, and how she immediately wanted to quit after that. And also just like, we know how energetic Fifi gets during lip syncs, which would like really fit the theme of the song, that is Shake It Off. So yeah, my pick here is Adore. In the second episode, the bottom 3 had Detox, Roxy, and Tatiana, while the lip sync song was Le Freak by Chic. To be honest, I think Roxy would have lost the lip sync solely because of her look. Like, not because her look was bad or anything, but it was a full body, like, latex dress, and she probably would have had a hard time moving in it, and Lefree kind of asks for that sort of a lip sync, like, where you actually move around the stage and, like, not just stand in one spot. And yeah, you could say that Roxy could have changed, like they were allowed on All Stars, but we don't know if the queens would have been allowed to change if the system wasn't changed, and what Roxy would have changed into. So we're just looking at the things as they are in the episode. Also, if I'm being perfectly honest, Roxy should have been eliminated in the second episode originally. Her snatch game was awful, and then her look, again, yeah, it was good, but it was basic, as was Tatiana's. But Tatiana at least had some jokes in snatch game, so I think that should have saved her, but that's a video for another day. In the third episode, we had Ginger and Katya in the bottom 2, while the lip sync song was Tell It To My Heart. And this is a tough one, because Tell It To My Heart is a very energetic song, and I don't see how Katya would be able to do some more intense dancing or like, you know, gymnastic shit that she does with that giant hair that she has. But however, Ginger, as we've seen from season 7, turns all of her lip syncs into comedy lip syncs, and I don't really see how you could do that with this song. But okay, so we know that Katya was down because she was in the bottom 2, and Ginger had this moment of like, I wish it were like a regular season so I could go out there and fight. So I will have to go that Ginger is going to stay on this one, and Katya would have been eliminated. In episode 4, we have Alyssa, Katya, and Roxy in the bottom 2 with Got To Be Real as the lip sync song. For me, this is an easy one. I think Alyssa would lose this, again, solely because of her dress. And yes, again, we don't know if the queens would be able to change, blah, 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 blah. We're just looking at the episode as it is, and we know that Katya will also have some problems because she wore a full-on, like, full-length dress. But yeah, I have to go with Alyssa for this one. Because episode 5 had a lip sync for your life, we're skipping this one. Now, episode 6 had Roxy and Tatiana in the bottom 2, though, if we're being honest, Tatiana should not have been in the bottom 2, but that's, again, not what this video is about. I do think that Roxy would have won that lip sync solely for this kind of unwritten rule or drag race. If a returning queen of the season lands in the bottom 2 or 3 in this case, she is eliminated, which I guess is fair in my opinion. So yeah, I think Tatiana would have been eliminated and Roxy would have stayed. In episode 7, we have a bottom 3 again with Alaska, Alyssa, and Roxy, and the lip sync song was Step It Up. Firstly, I don't think Alyssa would have lost here, even though she is a returning queen. But now we have Alaska and Roxy. So Alaska was unbearable in this episode, and she did so bad that she might have thrown the lip sync as a whole and have done it so badly that Rue couldn't like logically save her. Now this would have been Roxy's 5th time in the bottom 2 or 3, so she might have been eliminated by default, but again, if Alaska had done terribly, it might have even been her. I don't know. I'd assume Roxy would have been eliminated here. Now let's get on to All Stars 3. In the first episode there, the bottom 2 were Chi Chi and Morgan, and the lip sync song was Anaconda by Nicki Minaj. So Morgan McMichaels is a great lip sync performer, and she would have been able to hold her own against Chi Chi, but let's not kid ourselves, like Chi Chi would not have lost this lip sync. You know, she would not have lost any lip sync for that matter. So yeah, Chi Chi stays, Morgan is gone. In the second episode, we have Kennedy and Torji as the bottom 2, and the lip sync song was Jump For My Love, and again, it's clear that Kennedy would have won this, even though I do think Torji would have put up a good fight. Also, Torji was set up to fail here in this episode, so justice for Torji. I'm still mad. Third episode in a row, and the queen that was eliminated would have definitely lost the bottom 2/3 lip sync, meaning Milk would stand no chance against Aja and Chi-Chi, and that's it. In episode 4, we had Chi-Chi, Kennedy, and Trixie in the bottom 3, so let's be real, Trixie would have been eliminated here. Like, the only thing that might save Trixie is the fact that this was Chi-Chi's third time in the bottom. But like, yeah, Trixie would not have been able to beat neither Chi-Chi nor Kennedy in a lip sync. And before you say, well, Trixie beat Kennedy in the final lip sync on All Stars 3, bitch, no she did not. We know that the final lip syncs never matter, and the winner is chosen by the producers or RuPaul, and they wanted Trixie to win. Kennedy won that lip sync easily, but like, not what this video is about. Anyways, in the 5th episode, we had Aja and Shangela in the bottom 2. This is actually a lip sync I wish we got on All Stars, and it's kind of hard for me to decide who would win this. So, because we have Shangela, she might have had some problems because of the disc thingies that she had on, but she would probably just like take them off and do the lip sync regardless. Now, maybe because this was Aja's second time in the bottom 2, she would have lost, and Shangela had already won 2 challenges and was never in the bottom. I don't know, but okay, let's say Shangela wins this and then Aja would have been eliminated. In episode 6, we had another bottom 3. We had Kennedy, Shangela, and Trixie, and like, do I even have to say this? Kennedy and Shangela would wipe the floor with Trixie in this lip sync, in any lip sync really. And yes, even though this was Kennedy's third time in the bottom, blah blah blah, I do think that she wouldn't have been the default eliminated queen just because, you know, it's Trixie Mattel in a lip sync. No hate, but like, it's a Trixie Mattel in a lip sync. In the penultimate episode of the season, we had BB, Morgan, and Kennedy in the bottom 3. And this is another weird one, because Morgan and Kennedy would beat BB in a lip sync easily, but this is also Kennedy's 4th time in the bottom 2/3, and Morgan is a returning queen who just landed at the bottom, so I don't know, I guess Morgan would have lost this, just because of, again, that unwritten rule that when a queen returns, she is eliminated, but like, maybe even Kennedy, but like, maybe even BB, I don't know. Okay, let's go with Morgan. Let's go with her. Okay, that's it. That's the video. Go buy Cream on iTunes.